Kevin Joseph Morrison, born August 27, 1950, and passed away December 8, 2021 in his home. The services
Morrison. Photographing nature's beauty as well as studying geology. While he loved the many places he lived and visited, there was none more important to him than his beloved, and he wouldn't pass up an opportunity to tell stories of his time spent there, whether guiding tourists, leading field trips with students, or just being a tourist himself. Kevin met Kirk Kamek in 2007, and they became fast friends. Kevin had many fur babies. They loved their dogs, Sunny, Rascal, Bo, Coco, Smacker, Bear, Connor, TJ, Banco, and Butch. Their dogs were their family and were truly friends. Cheryl Burge, Brad Morrison, and Rhonda Morrison. He is survived by many nieces and nephews. The family would like to express their sincere gratitude to the staff at Franklin County Medical Center, Dr. Beckstead's office, Home Health Care, and his
So I decided it would be kind of awkward to just go into a poem. I wanted to explain why I was going to share this poem. When I visited, every time we'd come up to Logan and we'd stop in and say hello to Kevin and Kirk. We'd stop by the cemetery and say hello to the rest of Mike's family. And then the last year after Kirk got sick and died, we were up here a lot. We were helping Kevin. To me to get close to such an amazing person. He's an inquisitive, jovial soul. And it wasn't always apparent, but I think he was frustrated by a body that wouldn't. So anyway, he was so funny. So we had a lot of time when we spent together and had a lot of deep talks. And what I learned about Kevin was that he trusted everyone.
So I found my way to get away from it all. Every holiday, every long weekend, Kevin would come and pick me up and take me to my grandma, where I was spoiled a lot, like driving Miss Daisy, and I was Daisy, and he just took me where I needed to go. Where I wanted to go. I was lucky enough to do that for me. The olden days, and he'd tell his version of whatever, and then I'd tell my part. We reminisced about
Kevin's life. My mother had a piano in her house. As my mother, my mom would walk up to the piano and start chewing on the keys. And there was one point down the road that my grandmother had the piano tuner reface on how to play the piano, because it just never happened. It never happened in time. It seems like that always is the case with us. We don't intentionally do these things. So about a month ago, we got online and we picked out the ring, and just the Monday before he passed away, he got it in the mail, and it was about that ring. He loved the design. He was certain that Kirk. In Price, he cultivated his love for geology. As we helped him clean out his house after Kirk passed, of great importance to him were the boxes and boxes of rocks. We picked up each one. He would thoughtfully look at it. He would tell me what it was for most of them. And then he would tell me about where he got it. And sometimes he would tell stories about the trip that he took to get that rock. Kevin may have had a short memory in recent days for phone numbers, addresses, instructions on how to get. But he recalled all kinds of details about his adventures in life, and once you got him speaking, he was in this world. He wasn't doing this for the accolades, but rather because he really wanted to be a force for good that enriched those around him. In fact, in the last conversation we had, he told me about it was a request for them for resources to help them out, and he wanted to find a way that he could do that. These type of things were important to him, and that's the type of person he was. He had several. He had 3 right now, but there are a lot of dogs in his lineage. As we prepared the headstone that sits now at his and Kirk's gravesite, it was super important that their dogs were also memorialized because they were families. The day his dogs moved back in with him to his home, he told me it was one of the pictures of all the dogs under one image because there were so many. But it was extremely important because they were his family and his children. Then there's Kirk. In Kirk found there was no one to fill that space, and it made Kevin lonely. He often told me about something that Kirk would have loved. It took a village to help Kevin be successful. I personally want to thank the medical providers that cared for him, as well as family, friends, and neighbors that looked in on him and visited him. You're truly angels. I apologize. From the gospel. And while he felt at times in his life he wasn't sure he belonged, his understanding of the gospel is close to his heart. And I know that our Heavenly Father knew on others. I do not believe he understood how true, impactful, and extensive his love to him.
We love them before they die. Tell them we appreciate them before they die. Let's say that birth wasn't the beginning of life. We all lived before we came to earth, and we chose to come to take the challenges. We come to take the pain, the trials of
that would take him to heaven. We are grateful that he is now able to reunite with his mother and his father and his brothers and sisters and friends and those that has passed on before him. We ask that we may be comforted in knowing that he is in a good place now and that he is awaiting us. We ask these favors and blessings.